Well, hello, and welcome back. I'm AJ O'Neill, and this is Beyond Code Live. We are still working on PayPal stuff. So, specifically, I got the subscription bits done, and now I'm moving over to the one time payments, which is also a two-step process because it has to be approved, and then once it's approved, I have to actually capture the payment, and I hadn't done that. So, now I'm going to figure that bit out. But we're going to do this in reverse order this time because I am going to first get that process complete in the return redirect, and then I'm going to get it complete in the webhook. So where was I? Right here? Yeah. All right, so let's see. First of all, let's just go check the logs and see what we got. Did we get the... We did not get the hook back. Oh, wait, what's this? Huh, interesting. Oh, yeah, I know about that. All right. So there's our PayPal checkout. That's subscription ID. I think we just get payee ID, but a little confusing. I guess I'll have to add a purchase ID. No, it's the custom ID. It's the custom ID, except with the order, I don't have the order ID. I guess I'll have to get the order ID. I'm not really sure. Let me just go through this again. So what I'm going to do, let me start over here. Yeah. So we got pair. Hold on just one second. Okay, these redirects specifically apply to the subscription. Let me bring this back up. All right, so this is going to go under subscriptions. Yes. So we're going to do redirects. Maybe we do this. All right. So this is this is supposed to be the API, so I don't know if I want to put that under there. I don't know what else to do though. Okay, I'm going to go back. Maybe I will put the redirect section. We'll keep the redirect section in its own place. That's what we'll do. We'll keep the redirect section in its own place. We'll keep the orders and this under the API, but then we'll have to redo. This will be for subscriptions, and this will be for orders. That's what we'll have to do. Oh, and let me actually pull on the, yeah, there we are. Now I've got, so I can see who's joining in and the, well, not who, but that people are joining in and the chat in the comments. I'm AJ, welcome. Feel free to tell me who you are, where you are, where you're coming from and what brings you to the channel today. And also I did in the last session, I did my who to pick, which today is, or who to follow, which today is Corey Brown. He's at unique name, but it's spelled UNIQNAME. It's in the doobly-doo on YouTube if you join it on YouTube. So let's see. I guess I should just copy this because the return URL for orders is similar to the one for subscriptions, but it's a little bit different. Okay. So let's say the order request return URL will include the following. I'm pretty sure it's just token and payer ID. And then we'll just we'll just flippy flop these. And then there we go. And the cancel URL I think it has the same params as the return URL, but it will not update the order. I think this is also true. Will not update the order. Not update the order. So we're going to be generating, when I go back to the test, we're going to be generating URL. We're going to click on the URL. We're going to see the event fired and what it contains. And I got to figure out how, maybe I just need to myself put in the order ID. I'll have to think about this. This is confusing because I don't know what token is. I still have not figured out from the API how token is useful. But payer ID seems like it should be useful, but that doesn't seem related to an order. So I don't know how to get the list of, let's see, we're going to go through the orders documentation, see if I can get the list of orders. So orders API, create order. Yeah. Show order details. Authorize payment for order. Capture payment for order. So I guess I'm pretty sure. Let's see. Do I create it approved? You cannot update an order with completed. To make an update, you must provide a reference ID if you omit this value with an order that contains only one purchase unit value to default. Okay. I think you do a capture. I'm actually going to go have to look at the SDK code to see, because in the SDK it's called execute rather than being called capture, I think. So sorry, I'm a little bit jumbled because I'm just picking up where I left off and trying to figure out what's going on here. So we have the at PayPal, we have the checkout SDK, and then from here, I guess it was lib, and then orders. Yeah. And then maybe I can figure out where that execute came from, because maybe it was just called execute in the example. Let's see what we get. Okay, that's too much stuff. Let me try that again, but it's the only thing on the screen this time. Oh, it's executing the request. Never mind. Okay, let me go back into this server function. That's okay. Capture request. Okay, capture request, and we give it an order ID. That makes sense. And then note to payer and so that little bit right there, I think that makes sense. So let me just copy this part. Let me go into our PayPal checkout, and I'm going to need to make probably an order.capture. Oh, there we go. I'm just going to paste, whoops, not that. I'm just going to paste this in here real quick, and then I'm going to go check out what we've got here in curl. And that looks pretty simple and straightforward. So let me go, I guess this is pretty much going to be the same thing here. And then I think this gives a 204 no content. Is that right? No, this one does give content back. Great. So then we get the email address. So I don't think we get the email address before. I think we get the email address only here, if I'm not mistaken. And then this is going to be our ID. And I think the way I've done this in the other ones is the ID in the query. Is this a post? I guess in this case it might be a body. Yeah, it is a post. So let me see how I've done this in the other couple of places. Oh, no, that's not what I wanted. Sorry, I was in the wrong window. Got too many windows open right now. Need to close a few. Okay. Show subscription. Capture. How about I just go down through the functions and take a look at the way these things are created. Okay. So there's create request. This is going to be first one. And then we've got create product, list, details, update. Okay, so yeah, that's what I've been doing, is the first parameter is the ID for things that have an ID, and then it's all the other stuff. So I'll just keep to that method of doing. Okay. And then I guess I'm probably also going to need a details for this as well. Let me see, show order details. Yeah, so I'll just go ahead and copy this real quick, and I don't think this is going to be too crazy. And that's just query params, it looks like. And yeah, fields, comma separated list. The only valid filter is payment source? What? Sometimes I don't quite understand what they're trying to do there. But yeah, I want to have this implemented. So order.details equals async function ID. And then it'll be the same thing as this. Except this will be a get. And we'll put the ID in here. Like so. And JSON will be true. And then that really could just be 200. Whoops. Wait. No, this one down here could just be 200. Okay. So that's going to be our details. And I'm going to go through eventually, and I'm going to add the comments in so this looks prettier. You know, have these, you know, at param string ID at param. I guess query would be record. I have to see what is it on the. For right now, I'm just going to put any, and this would be body actually. That might be something that we need to fudge. Capture an approved order. Captures, finalizes. Well, it could finalize it. It may or may not finalize it. Because what it could have is note to pair and final capture. There we go. But that's not necessary. That's just can be there. Okay. And yeah, that's it. Okay, so that looks pretty good. But the question is, how do we get what payer payments? With this is my problem. With the return, we get a token, but what does the token do? Access token examples. Let me just see here. Postman. Client credentials. This is false. On Windows, you can, well, I guess to copy and paste their examples, you need to make bash. But Windows has curl.exe. BA token. Yeah, I'm still going to have to get in touch with support to understand what you're supposed to do with the token. Because as far as I can tell... Oh, you know what? When I tried using it earlier, did I use it wrong? No, I think I had bearer in there. Because I was thinking maybe I didn't put bearer. Maybe I just put... Let me see. Was it right here? Whoops. Test. Because I tried... Let me move this out of the way real quick. I'm pretty sure I tried bearer and then either type of token. Let me just try this again real quick. Invalid token. Yeah. Okay. Same thing. All right. That's a token from earlier. But you get back these tokens, but I just don't know what you do with them. And in the case of orders, there's nothing that seems to tie orders together. You create an order, you get back an ID, but then when you get the return, it doesn't contain an ID. It contains a payer ID. And maybe, yeah, I don't know what to do with that. I just don't, where does payer ID, where does it work? That's what I need to know. So, let me search in here and see if it, whoops, says anything about payer ID. Payer. Okay. Do I get payer from somewhere? Payments? Maybe. Because I'm fine with that. But the problem is I don't have the payer ID until after. I don't know. Okay, I'm just going to go through the process that I've got so far. I'm going to close out all of these because there's too many things open and they're not actually all useful at this point. Oh, and I actually had something I needed to add to my cheat sheet that I was doing earlier. So this one, this is a completely different thing here, but I just have a days from now, and it's actually off by 1. So I'll have to fix that. 1, 2, 3. Let's see. 2, 2, 2, 2. Oops. Because I think technically what we'd want for this is for this days from now function to function slightly differently, where 0 to 1 is what's left of today. And then let's see. I think this would be start. And then we do start. And then if we did that, then less than 1 would be today, less than 2 would be tomorrow. And then the rest would be days from now. I think that's right. I mean, this is totally off topic, but I need to save this in a safe place, such as my cheat sheet. So let me check. What is today? Today is still the 16th. So good. That registers as tomorrow. But then 23:59. It's a neat little trick. You can use today's date, but use hour 24, and it'll overflow to tomorrow. Good. So that's still today. And then if we do 1700, that should be the same as 1624. So these two dates are the same representation. If you do 1624 or if you do 1700, they actually mean the same thing. Okay, good. So that is, so if we want to say more than tomorrow, so this should be 2 days from now, great. And then 3 days from now, etc. Okay, cool. That was my little off by one error fixed in that. And then I'm going to go update real quick back in the Discord where this message was. I'm going to post the updated version that has that off by one fixed. There we are. All right, now back to what we came here for. Let me get rid of this example.com, name.com, date stuff. Get rid of the access token. All right, so I'm just focusing on creating an order. No, I don't know. How can I do this? And how can I use payer ID? That's another thing. Do we have payer anywhere here? Is there any mention? Let's try glossary. Do we have payer? The unique PayPal account identification number? That's not helpful, actually. How about token? Let's see. No. All right, well, I'm going back up again to API requests. Oh, no. To maybe identity? Probably not. Orders. Just really stinks. Because it seems that we should get back some sort of ID in that refresh process. So essentially the only thing that I can do is create a payment that's not complete, I guess. I could create a payment in the database with a status that's not complete, and I can put that in the URL, and then I could have it reference it. But then when I get the webhook, how would I associate what comes in the webhook? All right, let's go through this process and let's see what we get back in the webhook. So I'm going to clear out my logs here. I don't think that I have enough information between because here's the other thing. Okay, maybe what I can do is this. Maybe I can use my custom ID. So I can use the custom ID field. I could put the custom ID field into the return URL. And then, okay, I could put the custom ID in the return URL. But this means, okay, this is what this means. It means I have to create a payment record or a purchase record, something of that nature, user by product. And then I have to add the custom ID to the PayPal object. Then I have to put it in the return URL. Then I need to save the PayPal order ID. Then when I get back the return URL or the PayPal order ID via the return or the webhook, then I need to look up the purchase in the database and mark it as completed. I think that that's the process. It just seems silly because you're not given the data in the right sequence. If they just gave me the payment ID or the order approval ID in the return URL that they give me, then I'd only have to make one call to the database, not two during the creation process. I wouldn't have to create a record and then immediately update the record right after I created it. But whatever, well, we're going to go with this. I think I know what I need to do here. So let me go in the tests, order, and I don't think order is going to change at all here. But I do think I need to go over to, well, let me go look at the other one. I think I have in here the little wait and press enter. Do I have that? I thought I had that somewhere. I thought I had a test. Maybe it was this one right here. Please approve the subscription at the following URL. Yeah, this was it. So essentially, I need to do the same thing here. Let me just copy this, bring that down, and then I'm going to need to capture and get details. So let me go ahead and do that. We're going to do tests. We're going to do order. So at the end of the order, really, I guess I should forgo this. I should json.stringify this prettified, and then please approve the order at the following URL, and then we do ppc order dot links. Okay, yeah, so I don't need that. There's the approve URL, and then username, password. Did you approve it? Hit the any key to continue, and then from there I would need to do order dot capture, and then ppc order, order dot id, and then I would say yeah, we definitely, in the general case, we want to finalize the order. PayPal checkout. So we're going to do capture, final capture, note to payer. I don't think note to payer means anything. I remember looking that up, trying to understand it, but I don't think, I think it was supposed to be, note to payer is supposed to be instructions, something that they're supposed to do. I think that's what it was documented as. It's going to bark at me for having undefined. Oh, no, it's not. Okay, great. Let ppc capture equal. No, down here. Okay. Capture. There we go. And I'm wondering, maybe... No, I don't know how this could be. It's designed as though it wasn't designed for web requests. It works better as a command line process, to be honest. Which is funny, because we could actually do this as a command line process. I could write a CLI tool that uses PayPal checkout, and it will work just fine. Yeah, there's no validation on the URLs at all. It's kind of weird. It's so weird. Especially as something dealing with payments, you'd think there'd be so much in place to keep it secure. And it's not that way. So here's the order request. And then here is the capture. We'll take a look at both. Let's see what we get. Okay. Now let's give it a try. So I'm going to go to this URL and approve. Now let me just see what we get up here. Do we get an order ID? Yeah, we got an order ID. Status created. Great. Okay, there's my demo account. I'm going to pay from the balance. So again, the cancel doesn't even cancel it. It just returns. So it shouldn't be called cancel as much as it's the go back URL, because it doesn't actually process a cancellation. Okay, pay now. All right, and I got the token and I got the payer ID. If only I could find... For those of you watching, I would be very grateful if you happen to be able to figure out what that token means. I don't know. Is it even in? Let's see. Return URL. Let's see. Links. That's 3 hours for the payer to approve the order. Okay. Uh-oh. It's 90-90 time. Okay, so I approved it. And then there was the capture. Oh, wait. Approve URL. Here's a token. Okay, so that token we get back. Maybe this token is just to link the things between each step. So that doesn't quite make sense either, because we don't get the token ahead of time. I can't give the token. I'm not given it ahead of time, so I don't know what the token's useful for. Oh, let's see. Payer ID. Status completed. Purchase units. Oh no, I forgot to prettify this. All right, but let's see. There's the links. Wait, is this token the same as the ID? Oh, wait, is that reliable? Because in other places, I don't think the token is the same as the ID. Particularly in the subscription ID, I don't think it's the same. Let's run this one more time. Let's see if is token the same as the ID the whole way around. So here's the ID. Interesting. Okay, so in this one, token refers to the order ID. I'm going to be so... I don't know. I'm pretty sure that's not what it refers to with the subscription, though. Let me... Okay, let's go do this. But good, I'm glad to see that. I'm glad to make the connection. In this case, token ID means order ID. That's awesome. That's great. I just wish they would have called it order ID. And then, so we get the token back. Yeah, I approved it. I hit the enter key because I approved it. And let's see. So ID is the same as the token. Yes, great. Okay, cool. So I'll put that in the documentation. For the order, the token is the ID, the order ID. And we got the seller receivable breakdown. There's my custom ID, which I don't think I need because basically from my perspective, well, I guess we could want to see what things did the purchaser start to do but never finish. You know, what did they put in their cart and then go click pay and then not, because we want to send them a follow-up email, say, hey, this is still in your cart, that sort of thing. I don't really want to do that right now, though. Okay, so we've got captures and orders. So that's the payment ID, I think, where it says captures, payments, captures. So that's the payment ID. So if we wanted to look up payment information, I think that's what we look up. It appears to be the only thing that we have that we can look up. Payer ID. And it gives me their email address. So we have payer, and that has email address. All right. So let me go ahead and update the README here. Okay, the token is the order ID. All right, I'll come up. All right, order request. Will be called with the token query param as the order ID. That makes me wonder if token, when there's a subscription, I wonder if token is also related to an order. All right, cool. Well, I'm glad that mystery is solved. That'll probably help me understand the BA token, and I'll have to double check to make sure, because maybe I just didn't see it. Maybe subscription ID and token were the same, and I just didn't see it. In any case, we got more stuff working, so let's go ahead and just get this staged. I'm just going to go ahead and whip this just in case I don't end up coming back down within a couple minutes. So this is commit whip order dot create request capture. Okay, I'm going to go put my daughter down for bed. I'll be back in a few minutes. All right, I'm coming. Okay, and I'm back. Let's see. All right, give me just a second and I'll just going to check a message real quick. And then we'll get back into it. Okay. All right. Now I've got chat back up. And going back to it. Okay. Check out, what was it, main? Yeah, looks like it. And then, there we go. No, I didn't want to do that actually. I wanted to check out the files of whip. So get checkout master, get checkout whip. There we go. What? No, get checkout master. No, sorry, get checkout main. There we go. Get checkout whip files. There we go. So now I should be able to run, I guess I'll just run test.js. What I want to see, this one, okay, this one is going to create the subscription stuff. All right. So it creates a product, it creates a plan. And what I want to know is, what does this BA token refer to? Is that the subscription ID? I don't think it is. Yeah, because look, here's subscription is I. So what does BA token refer to? Doesn't seem to refer to anything as far as I can tell, but we'll go ahead and go to that URL and I'll approve it just so we can see if we can cross-reference BA token with anything that makes any sense. Yeah, there we go. So it comes back BA token and then token and then subscription. Yeah, and all these three things are different. So I wonder if token relates to an order. And I don't know what BA token would relate to. BA token. I don't know that it's ever expressly mentioned what it belongs to. Anyway, I did approve it, so I'll hit OK. And then what happens next? Is BA token anywhere else in here? The value of the BA token, which is, let's go back. Whoops. Was it this one? I think it was this one. Okay, that's regular token. So what is BA token? Is it referenced anywhere else? Okay, it's never referenced anywhere else. That is just so strange to me. And I can't understand from BA, what would that mean? I thought maybe Braintree API, but I don't know. But whatever. And then I'm interested to know too, does token mean anything in this context? Nothing. It's not at all mentioned. But now I'm curious. I'm going to check out, let's see, tests order. What if I just do this? let order ID equal. Well, I don't want to capture. I actually want details. That's what I want. Okay. And we'll need function main. And then let me go grab that little, this thing here. All right, what is gone wrong? Async? Okay, what is it upset about here? Failed to parse buffer. Oh, right here. Quote. There we go. All right, so let's see order check. Well, hallelujah. So, interesting. So token refers to an order ID. Well, that was valuable information. Let's see. So subscriptions. And the redirects. Let's see here. Okay. When you create a subscription, it will likely create an order as well, probably related to the setup fee and or first payment. Bless me. For the first installment. Token. Let's see. If so, token is the order ID. Cool. So subscription ID is clear, but what is BA token? I'm going to take to the Googles again, and this time I may actually use Google. Billing agreement. Billing agreement but billing agreement ID is the subscription ID. But let's go ahead and take a look at this anyway. Okay. Okay. So billing agreement, I guess, is the same thing. Billing agreement. Huh. Create agreement. Let's see what agreement details are. Cycles remaining, cycles completed, next billing date, last payment date, final payment date. Interesting. So can we list billing agreements? Show billing agreement details. Interesting. Okay. So I guess I could just reduce this down. Let's see. Subscription ID refers to both the subscription ID and the billing agreement ID of the payment. BA token refers to the V1 is deprecated, but refers to the V1 payments billing agreements. And this would be BA token. I am having deja vu right now. I think I've done something very similar for another API where I was doing the same thing of saying this thing is deprecated and reversed to this other thing. And then even in the example, it being wrong in the URL. It just seems so familiar. Maybe that's just my life as a developer. Okay. Of corresponding payments. Oh, there we go. That's better. Okay. There we go. first set up our first bill. Okay, that's clear. And then, yeah, I think I could reduce this quite a bit now. So I'm guessing this is to link maybe the local database. All right, this is good though. Okay, so I'm going to say order and subscription requests have a return URL which will be called with some or all of the following query params. And then let's just fold this. Yeah, let's just fold these into each other. Say this is, okay, let's undo this one. So this is order, and then we'll do this one, will be subscription. And then, great, and then, yeah, then, oops. Yeah, that's close enough. I cancel URL. Let's see. Okay, we can get rid of this one. There we go. Ah, what happened? I believe the world is coming to an end. Da 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 ba da 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 da. Okay, now let's see what we get back here. Billing subscription activated. Oh, okay, I think this makes sense. It's not, the reason that this is not found, because I was calling a subscription that I created over in the CLI. It wasn't added to this database. hence I couldn't find the associated subscription. Oh, okay. So it found the plan. The plan must have been because it just created the same plan, so it didn't create a new plan. Is maybe what it was. All right, payment.sale.completed. So let's do this. Let's do tests order.js. All right, we're going to clear that out. I'm going to go here. And we're going to go through. Ba-da-doop, ba-da-doop. And then I approved, so we're going to hit OK. And the status should be changed to completed. That's what I'm going to need to check for. Now here, I don't see any of those events showing up yet, but they're probably going to show up. So I'm just going to go back here and let's see where we had order. So we had order here, and we created the order, and we actually don't need to put anything in the database for this. I'm just going to put a to-do. To-do, if we want to bug the user about an unfinished order, we could save that they started an order here. And we might need to do this anyway because we may not be guaranteed what order the webhooks come in. For example, payment capture completed and checkout order approved. I'm not 100% sure that those will come in the right order. So we might need to do this anyway. But this will have checkout order approved and payment capture completed. I hope that we can rely on them, but I don't know if we can. Yeah. Capture ID. What was this? Yeah. What was it called again? Final capture? I think that was it. And this one was something units, purchase units. Ugh. Ah. Okay, we could put that there. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. I was trying to come over here to this one. Bum, 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 bum. All right, just checking a message actually from the PayPal account. They say to go to paypalsupport.com, click contact us at the bottom of the page, click the login with PayPal button. They're giving me the secrets. Fill out the information suggested in the required fields. Oh, that's not going to work for me to do it on this. I have to go back. But I am going to do this real quick. And then I have to search through. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it. I'm going to have to use Twitter Advanced Search to find the questions that I was posing in both places. Okay. Contact us. Log in with PayPal button. Got it. All right. Provide subject description, web page URL, error messages. Click submit. Once submitted, we can send a confirmation email. Technician will be assigned to help. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, it's a little overkill, but whatever. Oh gosh, and there's a big form to fill out. So let me see if I can just... All right. I'm just going to see if I can find... So Twitter has an advanced search feature. I think it's called Advanced Search. No, it's Search Advanced. That's what it is. Search Advanced. There we go. And so you can say from these accounts to these accounts. So I'm going to say it's from CoolAJ6 to at PayPal Dev. There we go. Yeah, that's okay. Token refers to update. Token actually refers to order ID. An order is created on the back end as part in the PayPal checkout backend as part of the... So one of three. No, maybe, we'll see. Update. BA token refers to billing agreement ID. Again, the API is deprecated, but the ID is still generated in the back end system. Okay, what else? Plan override. just copy this. It's not possible to authenticate PayPal checkout, webhooks, or redirects. You have to for webhooks, you have to include a secret in the URL that you set up and use a constant time string comparator. That sounds too pretentious. Comparison. For redirects, you must check the status of the resource of the order or subscription. All right. And then C token equal order ID created under the hood billing agreement ID. Deprecated but still exposed. There we go. That makes a lot more sense now. Okay, what else do I have? Not sure about that one. Haven't tried with localhost. Example.com will work, but I'm not worried about it. Okay. Cool. So now I've documented that in the README as well as... And actually, I ought to document this in the README. Let's see. My discussions with Twitter support at PayPal Dev. PayPal checkout buttons. Auth versus capture. Okay, so I should probably, was it final capture? Good. All right, I'm getting all that right. Excellent. Okay, Sorry, I haven't been checking comments. Let me go check them. No comments. All right. Okay. So that's looking pretty good. That's tested. Let's see. Oh, and let's see, were there any more events? There's just these? Okay. And I wish that I had, well, now that I know payment capture completed, I'm going to run through this process one more time, and I'm going to keep doing my reviewing of my Git diff, but I'm going to go ahead and go through this process so I can see what this event looks like. Okay. Oh, somebody showed me something the other day that was pretty interesting that you can do. One of my problems, I love the detail lists, but one of my problems with them is that the default behavior is to have them collapsed. It's nice to be able to collapse them, but I prefer to be able to do Command F to find things on a big long page rather than have to click on things to expose them. So with the HTML details attribute, there is a property basically to say is open. I don't remember what it is. But just as I was thinking in my head about how would I document this and maybe document it with examples of here are all what each webhook looks like. I actually think I would document it in two places. I would have a long list, and then I would have each of the webhooks represented. And in fact, I might do that. Anyway, so here, for example, checkout order approved. So that's that's of particular importance to me to know what that looks like, right? So if I was going to put this in the README, okay. Let's see. What would I do? So probably put it in a glossary section right before the license. So I wonder if I could get, let's see, I could probably do this. I could do .* watch exec ... There we go. And let's say this is JavaScript. Well, I'd really like it to be JSON. I wonder if we can get it. Will it convert to JSON? No. Let's try this. Let's do x.js. Let's paste it in there, and we'll do console.log json.stringify, and then we'll put in null2. Why is this? Okay, let's do that. Then we'll do node x.js. What? The letter L? Were the links seriously null? Links are not null. What's going on here? What? Oh. Oh, I see. So that didn't actually come out right. All right, so I'm going to have to fix that over here first. Yeah, all right. There we go. Okay, so what was I going to do? While I'm reviewing my stuff, I'm going to do another order. I think they do an all right job. But I really do. I wish all the API docs were on a single page. Because I just want to be able to Command F. That's all I want. I don't care if it's 100 pages long. Let the browser cache it. I just want to be able to Command F. Oh, there we go. Okay. So here we are. All right, so yes, I approved it. I'll hit the any key. Okay, let me do my get diff. Well, first let me do a get status and see, is there anything else I need to add? Oh, no, nothing else I need to add. Okay. So we're going down. README's looking good. Then I add some code here. That looks good. Export it. That looks good. Adding a test. That looks good. Cool. I'm satisfied. And then in the README, what I'd like to add is a glossary item where we have, for example, checkout order approved. And then let's just throw in this big bag of nonsense here. What? No, that can't be. Oh, okay, here we are. This is the correct one. Good, 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 good. And we can capture all of this one as well. Excellent. Cool. So I do need to pass in custom ID as well, I suppose. Let's see, we'll go up, 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 up. I think it'd be all right to keep these in separate markdown files, but then just concatenate them together. Dot star watch exec boom, and then we go up here, JSON, and then we go here. There we go. Okay, what will this be? My purchase ID. Custom ID. And then what was the other one? A reference ID? Index of purchase units. Let's see. That's probably good enough. I'm assuming. Yeah. All right. Okay. I think that I am good here. And I do kind of want to add the webhook events for the other things. But I kind of want to have this be an intro.md and a glossary.md and cat them together to get this. But I'm not going to worry about that right now. Let's see. All right, that's good enough. Create request, details capture. Yeah, there we go. Get rid of that. Push. What are we at for tags? V1.0. Let's go ahead and get tag V0.5.0. I think we're getting pretty close there in terms of what this needs to be. Well, not quite, because we still don't have... I need a way to handle sandbox versus live. So let's go ahead and handle that real quick. I need to go look in the other one here. Node modules, PayPal, sandbox. And what? Maybe I should look for .paypal.com instead. Or probably api.paypal.com. Yeah, live equals. There we go. That makes sense. So let's go take a look at this. Okay. If env PayPal checkout using sandbox API URL. There we go. That should be good. I wonder if this should just be folded into a single options. Repassing client ID, client secret, environment. Meh. Let's call that debug. There we go. Oh, and then I need to, of course, update all the other URLs. So wherever it says sandbox URL, I need to replace that with... Oh, you know what? No, I like this. This was right before. So this should be sandbox API base URL, and this one should be live API base URL, like so, and then it should be just like this. If environment is live, then that becomes the base URL. Else, there we go. Okay, so there we go. Enable live API mode. Huzzah! One step closer. Yeah, I'm kind of wondering. So here's something I've been wondering about that I'd be interested in your feedback on, if you care to tell me your feedback. I've been thinking more and more about how to monetize in general. And one of the things that I've been thinking about is, well, just recently. So, for example, I'm making this PayPal SDK, and I'm making it because the real PayPal SDK is just too blah, 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 you know? And I'm not really doing that much work on it. It's literally not more work than I would have to do anyway. In fact, it's less work, because rather than having to go dig through the SDK documentation, I only have to look at the REST documentation, which I have to look at anyway, because that's where all the inputs and outputs are, right? So the question is, what if, and this is a total experiment, I have no idea how this might go, but what if I said, hey, the business license for this for an individual developer is $10. The license for an individual developer to all of the root libraries, everything under the umbrella, is $99 with updates for a year or whatever. So, and well, I guess if I got money for that, it would make it a lot easier to maintain. I could have better documentation for some of these APIs and SDKs than what, for example, PayPal has. I don't actually think it would be too difficult to, maybe not be better than entirely, but provide supplemental material that's entirely worth it, and that's better than using their SDK. The documentation for my SDK would be better than theirs. If, because mine would just say, reference the REST SDK. Reference the REST API. Don't reference the Node SDK that they have. Here's how you use this Node SDK. And then adding stuff to this is trivial. I don't know. I wonder if there's a market for just higher quality modules with better documentation. Okay, anyway, so this is done. Let's go ahead and add a tag onto this. It's definitely at least v2.0. I think we can take this up to v5.0 or v0.5. That's what I meant to say. Actually, I don't want to tag that yet. Let's do tag d0.5.0. And then what have I got in the package.json right now? At root PayPal checkout version da-da-da-da-da. Let's see, make categories. All this stuff looks good. And then what if I do just C license in license? AJ at the root company. Rootcompany.com. I'm not ready to update the license yet. When I hit 1.0, I'll update the license, but I'll also have a portal through which someone can pay. So I'll add to the main website a business license, individual business license to all root project whatchamajigs. Think about that. I gotta look at, my buddy sent me a license model that kind of made sense. And it would make a lot of sense. I got to think more about this. But when you're doing client work, just folding in a little bit of extra money as part of the cost of whatever the work is. Let's say that for every client that I worked with, let's say that I had to pay $100 for a license for tools that I use. That would fold into 1 hour of work. It wouldn't be anything substantial at all, you know? I wonder how I could structure this. Anyway, I'll just leave it with the MPL for now. But I'm going to revisit this, and I'm going to think through. So let me just put that in the to-do here. Vim to-do. Update license to be free for personal and consultancy. No. Free for personal and trial use. $10 for individual dev. $9 for bundle. $500 for up to 10 employees, etc. Keep it open source in terms of free as in free speech. But make it sustainable somehow. All right, live versus sandbox is done. All right, so Let's see. npm version, this be minor, git push, I guess npm publish. Let's see, do we have, let me make sure that files, do we have files in here? Files is lib. Is there anything outside of lib that we would need? Nope. Well, maybe the test, but we don't need to run tests for things we deploy. All right, I'm going to go ahead and publish this. I don't know if I actually published it before. I think I might have done it as a git tag previously, but I think this is worth publishing now. I think there's more stuff that could go in here too. I think server-side stuff. So webhook handler. What else could go in here? The redirect handler. Essentially just the database side of things. But I kind of want to get a little bit further with that because I think that this might be well scoped for what it is. And then something else that's more of a payments in a box type solution, have the webhook handler and the redirect handler, something that's more akin to something that you traditionally have as a service, but have it as something that you could buy. And maybe I could have it be $99 for anything, but $100 for the whole suite. I'll have to figure out the licensing for that. But I also want to figure out how to do telemetrics and packages. Not necessarily libraries, more products than libraries, but maybe libraries too. Do some sort of telemetrics to be able to show, here's what your license usage is. And going over your license usage doesn't cut off anything. It just gives you a warning email or something of that nature that could be for up to so many days as you extend to different licensing tiers. But I don't know how to make it so it's something that I would want to use. I don't know if I would. I think I'd, well, in some cases I might. If I could pay $99 and if I could cut the costs significantly. So for example, one of the things I'm doing with this whole payment thing, PayPal is just the backup. Well, backup, I don't know if that's even the right word. It's an attractor. It's something that many people have. So I'm adding PayPal and Amazon, not because I want PayPal and Amazon, as much as it is that it's easy for people to pay with PayPal and Amazon. And I want it to be easy to onboard people because I want the cost of entry to be really, really low. I don't want it to be something where, you know, you're paying a lot of dollars per month. I want it to be something where you're paying a few dollars per year to access services that I create. And if I can get more paying customers and fewer free customers, there's fewer problems and there's more revenue to make things better, right? So that's why I want to have PayPal and Amazon. But what I really want to do is I think I'm going to have some sort of bait and switch where you need to add a credit card after your first year or something like that. So that it doesn't really auto renew. Customers that aren't using the product just get dropped, and that's fine. But roll over renewing customers to they enter their credit card information, and the reason for that being is that then rather than it being 3.5% plus 30 cents, it would be 1.5 to 2.7% plus 8 cents, and so on. So it'd just be a better deal, and it'd save a lot of money over time. And for someone like me that's focused on more of the long vision, now granted, sometimes too much so, but it's a lot easier to say, well, I'll do a free trial of this thing up until so much money, and then I'll pay the $99, and then I won't deal with the hassle of the extra overhead and trying to figure out how to migrate services as I scale. I could have something where you can have it as a SaaS and you can pay more, or you can have it as a product and you can pay less. And for people that feel that that's their best model, then it becomes a tool rather than a hindrance. It's something that you build with. It's a hammer in the toolbox, not a handyman. A hammer you buy once, a handyman, every time you need a hammer, you have to call the handyman. I don't know. Anyway, just thoughts that I'm having. It seems that was the first one to be published. That's cool. And C license and license seem to work out. Put a loop. Okay. So I was just doing something in my npmrc over there. I'm switching C license and license to be my default license, which makes sense. And also the root company info to be my default info. I'll figure this thing out sooner or later, or I won't. That's the beauty of life. You figure it out, or you don't. Either one. Okay, now I do want to be done with this soon. I think I'm just going to call it for the night. I didn't get as far as I wanted to, but a lot of thinking to do. So I think I'll just do a whip commit on this. Do I have a bunch of whip commits in here? Yeah, I do. Gosh. I don't know if I'm going to go back and fix all these whips. Maybe I shouldn't whip it. Maybe I should just feature it. Anyway, npm install PayPal checkout. npx. Oh, let me make sure. Yeah, I had this here. I don't want it like that there. I want it like this. Is connects actually a dependency? I think it's a dev dependency. No. It is a real dependency. I do want to figure out how to turn connects into a dev dependency, though, so that I could define my SQL queries somewhere and then have them compiled and then pulled in. I don't know if that'd really work. But I would like something just ever so slightly lighter weight than connects, because it just pulls in extra dependencies that aren't needed. And I don't like things that do that. Of course, Express is the big gorilla in the room when it comes to that. And the way that I use Express, I think that I had another module somewhere. I don't know where it is right now, but I called it Express. And it's most of what I use from Express in about 100 lines, but it's missing a few key features. And it hasn't been worth it to me to develop it further. But even if you broke down Express and you look for, say, static server and directory server index. Oh, so just mountains of dependencies. But it would be really cool. I don't know if you could convince people to do it, but just a drop-in replacement for Express that follows the same API and works with Express modules. The thing is, it'd be really hard to make it truly drop-in if you're rewriting it from scratch. And Express does depend on some, well, the reasons that Express can't work with the HTTP2 server have to do with basically accessing private APIs that I don't think it really needs to access. I wonder if anybody's taken Express 2 on NPM. I'm just going to look that up real quick. Interesting. This is at version 5. Last published 4 years ago. Interesting. Weekly downloads 1. Who is this published by? Interesting. Huh. Okay, I'm getting in the weeds here. I need to finish up with what I'm doing. All right. So I need to add lib secure compare. I need to add package. Let's do a git diff on this. Package stuff. Shouldn't be too much change there. No, there's not. Good. Okay. Differences to DB. Not much. I don't know if that's correct, but I'll just leave it alone for now. All right. Just fixing. It's really a lot of security updates here, I think. What are we doing to purchase? We added some new things, some real new things, some bug fixes. Well, let's see here. All right, bug fix. Add where for I think that was subscription. It was subscription or payment or something. What was it? From subscriptions. Yeah. Okay. That's all that's necessary there. And then there were some security updates with this. Okay, I'll just come back to this tomorrow, I guess. Or the next day. What is contributing all about? Alright, so we're going to have commit. Secure webhooks, begin one-time purchase APIs. Good enough. Okay. When order is captured, also fires. Well, just fires, yeah. So if the order is canceled, really I don't want to have to do anything, ideally. Order can just sit there and expire, right? I guess I would like to add the cancel, just for completeness sake. But what I really need to do is figure out when the order is complete, I need to link a payment to a product. So I think this is where I'm at here. I go into the to-dos. So we got this part done. So how about link payment to product on subscription activation / payment. Link payment to product on order approved. And subscription activated. But I don't know if that... And I did handle the PayPal checkout routing now. And I do have a local link between the user and the subscription, I think. No, I don't yet. Update webhook. Add PayPal webhook secret. All right, lift the paywall. And add secure credit card inputs. Okay, so we still got a ways to go. Whatever. So be it. Well, I'm signing off. Thanks for joining in. You know, do the thumbs up thing if you want to do that. The thumbs down thing if you don't, because every thumb helps. And if you like what you like, you get more of what you like. Subscribe, bell, doobly-doo, personalized recommendations, all that. And I'll catch you later. Adios.